Hello, welcome back. I hope me not using earbuds doesn't lower my. Why the fuck is this here? Doesn't lower my sound quality. As you guys can see, there's a hell of a lot of clutter here. I was in the midst of cleaning up my desk space here so that I can make a video precisely like this. To keep things long story short, we're making a Yu-Gi-Oh video today. Yeah. Decided it'd probably be easier to just set it up like this instead of just like doing a ton of other random shit like I normally do in my my vlogs. But let's just get into it. All right, now to get it out of the way, I think I've spoken a few times on this channel about my plans to play Malice. So real quickly, I was not able to attend regionals for personal reasons that I will not get into because that is my personal life. So fuck you guys. I'm just kidding. But long story short, I took a very, very, very personal and deconstructed version of Malice that completely changed my mind on the way that we can mess around with it. Particularly, it wasn't entirely game breaking, but more or less just the idea that I didn't have to be restricted by certain standards. Won't get into what the tech is just because of the fact that I am posting a video about my plans for nationals, so we won't get into that. But it's pretty clear that like the amount of times that I've spoken about playing Malice and the fact that most Minnesota folks know that I'm on it, it is a deck that I am like planning to take there. Specific builds I am deconstructing, so I've rebuilt it a few times, and I'm still currently working on a solid list, like a list that how do I put it, is Nats style solid. So for people who are living under a rock or doesn't understand competitive Yu-Gi-Oh to its entirety, that is perfectly fine. No judgments. So when you're developing a list for nationals, you are considering entirely different factors. So you can say for the time being, right, that Valor is bad. Valor is bad because of X, Y, or Z reasons. But then you bring Valor to nationals because of X, Y, or Z reasons. It's not very specific, and it's not supposed to be because that's just kind of how Yu-Gi-Oh is. The phrase I like hearing and saying a lot is understanding and knowing the difference between knowing how to play and use a Yu-Gi-Oh card. And for nationals, you need to understand that to a T to be able to properly get into it. So that's the reason why deck building, and everything else matters a hell of a lot. And conversations like this is very, very particular. So thing of course is these fuckers right here. These, I don't know what's worse, denizens from Black Ops 2 or Multrami for Wallace. Oh, you don't have it to sleeve. Fuck you guys. Let's get it out of the way. I don't like playing these, and I do not like playing against them. I wish that they were never created, and I really wish that I wasn't forced to play them. But here we are. So Malice has a considerably hard time dealing with said card. You have so much to think about when you're like taking a deck like this in, and like you have so much to think about already. But the difference between any other hand trap versus this, right? Like I could play around Nib. I can think of lines I can play around Nib, but then I might have to play into Nib because of a card like Fualos that will actively challenge the amount of times that I do said action. Now, is it a deck that can play through it? Yes and no. There are lines through it. Is it consistent enough? Definitely not. So that's the reason why we are making this video. Considering the fact that we need to beware of any Molcharmy card makes prepping for an event like this a hell of a lot more frustrating than it needs to be. And for said reason, there are more than just a few decks that I'm considering taking to Nationals. One of which will be pretty apparent with the cards that I show. So let's just get into it. Let's start with this, and I don't mind showing the core just because it's just a core versus a very constructed deck that I do not want to take apart. So, first things first, this fucker is broken. This is broken. This is so good for just absolutely no fucking reason. This deck does not deserve to have so much gas, so much playability through the single, like, ounce of, not even single ounce, like, like, variables upon variables of bullshit that, like, that we have to consider through, and, like, this deck can just play through a hell of a lot of it. Now, what do I mean specifically? Well, pure Mitsurugi, right, not only can play very destructive cards like Ame no Murakumo and Habakiri, aka fucking Quem and Albion combined, but we have a version of Aluber and what is it? Mercurier / Tragedy and fucking Albaz that just allows you to do so much at hand, but they all die to Droll. That's why at first I wasn't really interested in this engine. Up until I found out the hard way you can mix this style with this. This is my third one that I pulled, by the way. It's not here with me because I sold the other two, but I just had another one. And I also had these for free. And then I pulled these for free. And I sat on another droplet. And I sat on these. And I just figured, you know what? Why the fuck not? Because I went against this deck, specifically Mitsurugi Orchist, and holy fucking shit, was I, like, losing my absolute mind. Just imagine the amount of dumb shit Branded can do with the power of Dragon Link and Snake Eyes. Oh my fucking god. Now, obviously, the decks are not entirely one apiece. It just feels that way for me because of the fact that I get hit with Lancia. This engine is dead. But then we just play this. If I'm hit with Lancia and Droll, then oh well. We sit on this. Potentially. We do a hell of a lot more things. Potentially. And what is it? Like, I personally never see a combination of Droll and Lancia from any other fucking person. Except me. Because I'm not him. I'm just very fucking lucky. Like, and even when I have a hand like that, this deck, for some fucking reason, finds a will and a way to, like, play through a death combo like that. And the worst fucking part, I'll tell you the worst fucking part, it's not the fact that they can play Harbinger, it's the fact that they can play this fucking thing. Xenophon, the Sky Prison, and it is fucking destructive. It's so good. It's the reason why I've referenced Branded more than a few times with the Mitsurugi engine, but just quite simply the fact that you take 2 level 8s, you stack them on top of each other, and you make this fucking thing. And the worst part is that if a majority of the deck is milled, you're gaining attack points and defense points for, like, the amount of monsters that are in the graveyard, which is not hard to do at all. It's not hard at all. Like, fucking hell. And the worst part is that it can't even be destroyed by card effects. It can't. You can't Ogre this. You can't, like, you can Valor, you can Imperm. Obviously, those are the things that you can do to it, similarly with, like, other branded cards, except Albion. But The fact that it prevents special summoning, period, is just so dumb. It's just too broken. Like, you do it during your turn 0, and you shut off everything. Everything. Like, mistaken arrest can't help you. You can, like, at the very least, maybe sit on Tenpais, but Tenpais have so many problems that, like, something like this just fixes it. I hate number cards. I hate number cards and Xyz cards for this reason. Now, what potentially other fucking deck can I play alongside the already two destructive pieces of shits that I show it in front of you? Well, no, it's not a Fiendsmith deck. Well, not entirely a Fiendsmith deck. Oh, this is so fucked. Can y'all imagine the frustration of having a single Fawalos active, right? You not only hand trap a Ryziel Ice and an Ext, and you stop everything else, right? And all of a sudden, they make some random Xyz 4. Not this, but this is pretty fucking good. These are $9, by the way. They're making some random Xyz 4 that allows you to search any pyro. And that pyro is this fucker. Why does this matter? Because the Ryziel monsters don't restrict you from summoning from the main deck. And what's the condition? Well, you gotta return a banished card. Which there are two fucking many situations where that just occurs. So you banish one banished card to the deck, shuffle it back, and you search this fucking thing. Why the fuck are we here, Konami? Oh my god, if you didn't think Puppet was bad enough, imagine a fucking card that was just banned getting unbanned and saying fuck all the darks that you play, which is the one card being played in majority of the decks that we have currently active. And this, why the fuck are we here? To add more insult to injury, imagine you do all that, you get rid of the two fucking problems, the Ryziel engine and this fucking thing. Yet all they need to do is take two monsters and link them off into a moon that makes this. Moon into Requiem into everything else, and then you realize, oh shit. They didn't properly activate. They didn't do particular things. Let me just say something that makes more sense. Imagine you go through an entire line of Mitsurugi. Okay, you go through Mitsurugi. Boom. Problem solved. Right? Well, they just normal summon a Ryziel monster. The effects don't activate. But yet they find a way to normal summon that. A level 4. And then make Banshee. Cool. We impermanent. Right? Guliosis. And then all of a sudden, we are summoning another monster from the Mitsurugi engine for some fucking reason. Don't know how, but we do. And we make Moon. And everybody shakes their fucking head and thinks, God fucking damn it, why haven't we done anything about this goddamn engine? Who said this was legal? And on top of that, the fact that these fucking cards have not been touched at all, and the fact that this is still fucking viable in the moment that we are... What are we doing, Konami? What the hell are we doing? So, in hindsight, let me just stop rambling and complaining and just kind of get into it. So, long story short, there's a hell of a lot of dumb things that I can do with this deck that can interact with the meta pretty well. We have so many options here, but the reason I considered the Mitsurugi Ryziel Fiendsmith deck is because it fits into my playstyle of Branded, where I can do a hell of a lot of things for like little to no problems, right? Everything just dies to Droll, which sucks. But then like you can play past Droll in some form of detonator plus like anything else, and then just like prayers on the opponent's turn. Prayers is so, God forbid, prayers. Mitsurugi Prayers was a Yu-Gi-Oh card that Konami just thought was perfectly okay just sitting in here. Like, this is the reason why I can continue advocating for Branded to come back as a deck, because of the fact that fucking Prayers exists and people have no problem with it. To get actually constructive though, the fact that there is just so much gas, there is a lot of lines to think of, but more or less generic things to consider. Because after, I won't leak too much, but after training for a few days, I have a better judgment and understanding on like what really takes place when it comes to nationals. And holy hell, there's a hell of a lot. Like, things like this are only possible because of the fact that you're going to nationals, because there's so much more variables to your situation than just plain old Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So those are the three decks I'm considering to take to Nats. I thought about Mitsurugi Fiendsmith, and I think the engine. I think as good as the engine is, it doesn't do enough. Mitsurugi Raziel and Mitsurugi Fiendsmith and pure Mitsurugi is just not enough. Even with all the good engine combined, you just can't you can't do enough the way that like these three particular strategies that I just revealed does. There's no other way. There's no other way to explain it. That's just the end of the line for me. My end all be all hasn't been completely decided yet, but that's something that's been on my mind. It's a thing I figured I'd create at some point, because I feel incredibly bad for the fact that I've not talked to anybody on here at least about my journey to nationals and what particularly is taking place and how the hell like I've gone anywhere. I've like debated many times on like doing a particular video of, like reacting to my first official regional match that was recorded, and just kind of like go through the mindset that I had there. But there was just so much like crunch time that I wasn't able to partake. Not enough time constituted more problems, and then those variables then turn into like extra. That's like insert extra problems here. So yeah, that's where everything is in terms of in terms of that spot. There's a hell of a lot that I can do with these decks that I've not revealed because of like again nationals reasons. But holy hell, there's a lot more nuance plus variety that I did not consider, and is making deck constructing a hell of a lot harder. But I will try to make it. So leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy the content enough. Thank you to those that are still sticking around. I know I've been saying this a lot for the past time for those like still watching my videos, but I genuinely do appreciate the people that stick around. I really hope I do well. So the plan for nationals is to participate in the last chance qualifier, and hope to God I make it. And then from that point, just go out just go out, have fun, do something that I've not ever done in my life, and pray to God that I can even get in, and then do whatever the hell else. That's just my mindset, because at some point I wondered myself, how was I going to get through this damn format with the amount of shit that I had. But I just decided to take all of it and carry it with me, solve it along the way, and here I am now. So thank you to Team 7 for not only teaching me but training me. Thank you to Thor. Thank you to Tyson, David, everybody that's been here for my journey. I apologize to those that I've not been able to do completely well by, and I also thank everybody for the time that was spent to get me to where I currently am. A hell of a lot's happened, and there's not much more that I can really do to compensate for that other than just appreciating the time and just knocking the hell out of this event. Let's get over there. Have a good day, y'all.
Bitch, don't think that you just know me.